Okay, Chair, we're now streaming live on YouTube. I'll hand the meeting over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to East Devon District Council's Cabinet meeting for the 1st of September 2021. I'm your Chair, Councillor Paul Arnott, and welcome to anyone watching the meeting via live streaming. Following the extraordinary general meeting of Council on the 22nd and 26th of July 2021, I'd like to remind members and any members of the public that the Council has delegated much of the decision taking to senior officers for a short period of time to the 17th of January 2022 due to concerns around COVID. Consequently, this will be a consultative meeting only. However, we will adhere as much as possible to the procedural rules detailed in the Constitution. And when the meeting would have normally decided a matter, it will now make a recommendation to the senior officer. The officer will then take that recommendation into account when making their decision. As ever, members, code of conduct applies all the way through. We reserve the right to disconnect. Please turn off or put your phones on silent. If we lose connection, please bear with us for 15 minutes. And if we can't get back in, we'll have to reconvene at a later date. Please raise your electronic hand if you wish to comment. For members of the public, the agenda can be seen on our website, eastdevon.gov.uk. And we will now start the meeting with a roll call of committee members here present by our Democratic Services Officer, Amanda Coombs. Amanda, please.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Arnott.
Present.
Councillor Haywood.
Present. Thank you, Amanda.
Councillor Armstrong.
Sorry, I was on mute, Amanda. Present.
Councillor Hookway. Councillor Jackson.
Present.
Councillor Young.
Present.
Councillor Ledger.
He's running a few minutes late, Amanda.
Okay. Councillor Loudon.
Present, Amanda.
Councillor Rickson. Councillor Rowland.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you. I can confirm your quorum tonight, Chair.
Thank you very much, Amanda. I'm hoping that at least 2, perhaps 3, will be coming in a minute. Right, we now go to agenda item 1, and we have a very inexperienced member of the public here to ask a question. Councillor Steve Gazzard, public speaking.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, members. It's a quite straightforward question, but I'd just like to give a bit of background if I could first. As we all know, Exmouth is the largest town in East Devon. And last week, I had a very distressing telephone conversation with a resident who was on the steps of Exmouth Town Hall in a terrible state because she couldn't speak to anybody regarding rent and council tax issues. She had spoken to or left messages on telephone at Honiton. She is still awaiting a response. This is not a one-off, Chair. You can go down there any day of the week and you will see people who are very distressed on the town hall steps that are desperate and want to talk to somebody about their plight. We have the registrar in the town hall who nearly every day that she is down there, there are people tapping on the window waiting to go in. I understand that there is no imminent date of reopening the town hall. And I further understand that if people wish to speak to any of the staff, and I'm not criticising any of the wonderful staff that work out of Exmouth Town Hall, they do a wonderful job there. But I further understand if people from Exmouth wish to see someone to discuss their problems, they will have to make an appointment and go to Honiton, which I think is totally, it's not on. It's hitting the people that are worst off, if you like. So my question is two parts, Chair, please, if I could. Is one, is that right? There is no imminent date for the reopening of Exmouth Town Hall? And secondly, is it correct that if residents wish to see someone face to face, they will have to make an appointment and go to Honiton? If the questions can't be answered tonight, I'm quite happy to have a written response, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Councillor Gazzard. I have got an answer available for me to read out to you, but I think in the light of what you said, it won't cut the mustard. So the bottom line at the moment is, so thank you. I'd like to take up your offer for us to write back to you on this, and I think your point has been heard. I think officers would, in their experience, would probably argue that there have been some gains in this as well, but quite clearly, if, as you're saying, people aren't able to access services at all or are being sent to Honiton from Exmouth, that's not going to work, is it? So, I mean, the official answer is this, Steve: we will continue to monitor the demand for our services and we'll be reviewing the position again in January. But I think we better have some thinking this week, haven't we? So let's do some writing about that. As far as the community centres are concerned, they're starting to reopen from early September on a phased programme with a view to having them all open by Christmas. This has been done in discussion with tenants, tenant involvement and community groups, and the service lead for housing, Joe Garford, can provide more detailed information in relation to particular community centres if required. But thanks for making that point, Councillor Gazzard, and we'll have a chat with SMT about that soon and write back to you. Thank you.
You're on mute, Chair.
Thank you, Amanda. That is public speaking. Agenda item 2 is apologies.
I have just one apology from a non-cabinet member, and that's Councillor Moulding.
Okay, thank you very much, Amanda. Have we gained any more cabinet in the last few minutes? Any sign of Marianne Rickson or no, we haven't. Okay. Agenda item 3 is declarations of interest, and this will be done by roll call by Amanda. Over to you, please.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Arnott.
Yes, I would like to declare an interest in the Part B meeting. We're due to have agenda item 6 later. I am a parish councillor for Collerton, and this land is within Collerton Parish, and I am the ward councillor for Collie Valley, and the land is within the Collie Valley ward. Thank you.
Councillor Hayward.
None, thank you.
Councillor Armstrong.
No, thank you.
Councillor Jackson.
None, thank you.
Councillor Young.
None, thank you.
Councillor Loudon.
None, Amanda, thanks.
Councillor Rowland.
None, thanks, Amanda.
I believe Councillor Rickson has just joined us.
Okay, can we ask if she can hear and if she declares any interest, then please, Amanda.
Okay. Councillor Rickson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, and I don't have any declarations of interest, and I apologise for being late. I thought it was 6:30.
Oh. Okay, and that concludes. We've checked everybody now, Amanda, haven't we? Who's present? So thank you very much for that.
We have.
I got to a meeting a week early last week, Councillor Rickson. So don't worry; these Zoom links can take you all over the universe. Agenda item 4 is late items or matters of urgency, and there are none. Agenda item 5 is confidential or exempt items, and there is one confidential or exempt item which officers recommend should be dealt with in this way. Agenda item 6, purchase of land at Bordstown and Hollyford, Pratts Hill, Colliford. So where do we go now? Do we
If you
have to
can just
pass a
bear with me
resolution?
then.
Yeah, so the vice chair needs to move that we go into private session.
Oh, you're on mute, Councillor Hayward.
Thank you. I'm just looking for the text.
I'm sorry, Councillor Hayward, you haven't got that on your script, because last time, Henry, you said that they didn't need to say that as it was a consultative meeting. I can quickly,
Yeah, sorry,
I can read it out.
quite right. Consultative. Thank you, Amanda. I'd forgotten that. Yes, because it's consultative, we don't need to formally move.
Okay, so the only thing that needs to be done now is I need to turn off the live stream, Chair, and I'll come back to you when we're no longer recording.
Thank you very much to any members of the public who've enjoyed this spectacular meeting so far, and good night.